Mr. Gretzky, it's an honor to have you on the program. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much.
You know, here in the States, the anger about the NHL has actually kind of turned to apathy. I guess from your perspective, is it embarrassing at this point for everyone involved?
Well, I don't think that's the right word, but I think that everybody's disappointed at this point in time because, you know, we came off the heels of the Los Angeles Kings winning the Stanley Cup with a great run. We're trying to inform our fans and trying to spread our game throughout the United States and obviously the southwestern United States. So it's disappointing that we didn't get the opportunity to ride the coattails of the success of the LA Kings, and we find ourselves in a situation right now where probably both sides are not happy about.
Right.
Whatever they do, whenever they do decide to get this done, hopefully it gets done for a long period of time, and we're not going through this process 5 and 6 years down the road again.
You know, you came off 1993 with that incredible Stanley Cup with the Montreal Canadiens, and then Messier won it all the next year, and then you had a work stoppage. Is this worse than that in terms of hurting the game, or is it about the same?
Well, listen, you know, outside of Canada, the two biggest franchises probably, as far as marketability goes, is probably New York and Los Angeles. And so not playing hockey when the Rangers won the Stanley Cup probably also hurt our sport in some sense. But listen, you know, it's a 30-team league. There's a lot of people that are involved in this. There's a lot of great hockey fans throughout North America. And listen, yeah, they're going to lose some fans because, you know, fans are speak from their heart. But also the other side of it, the game is so popular now and it's such a great game. And these athletes are so good. Hopefully we can win back some of those fans that aren't happy with the current situation.
You know, I'll give you a few quick hitter questions here. I mean, you've been in both sides of the fence here. I mean, who are you more sympathetic to at this point?
Oh, both sides. I can understand where both sides are coming from. First of all, I think Donald Fear's proven what a smart man he is and the success he's had over the years or what he's done for baseball and now for the hockey players. And listen, the commissioner in hockey is a tremendous man. He works very hard, and he believes what he's presenting right now is right. So from that point of view, you can see both sides of it.
Right, but if I could just interject, I'm sorry, because you brought up Fear and Bettman. I was going to get to them later, so I don't mean to interrupt, but some say Fear and what he did with baseball actually hurt baseball and hasn't recovered since, and he might not care about the players as much as some would like. And then Bettman on the other side, I mean, he came from the NBA where it's sort of win at all costs in these labor issues. So, I mean, both of these guys, I guess my question to interrupt you is the ego of these two guys sort of compromising the fans and the players?
No, not at all. I don't believe. I think that they're both doing the best job that they can possibly do for their representatives. And, you know, Donald Fear's doing the best job that he can do for the players and the Players Association. And then, you know, the commissioner's doing what he thinks is best for the 30-club team. So I don't think that enters into it at all. Listen, these two guys both love the game of hockey. Unfortunately, right now it's the business side of things that are on the front pages and not the hockey side of things. So, listen, I just hope they can sit down and work something out here. I've said all along that I thought we'd be playing hockey in January. I still believe that, and hopefully that does happen.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't necessarily agree with you on the Fear and Bettman loving hockey, but I won't push that point. I'm curious, as you go back to the mid-'90s, did you get involved at all? And if you did or didn't, do you think players or like a Sidney Crosby should get involved more?
Hey, listen, first and foremost, you're represented by a union leader, Donald Fear, who's a tremendously brilliant man. They've put the trust of the business side of things into his hand. Obviously, when you're 25 years old, you don't know as much as the guy who's been around this for a lot of years and done a job for both baseball and for hockey. So I'm sure Sidney's doing what I kind of did when I was 25. You sit, you listen, you learn about what's going on, and you try to get an understanding of everything that's going on around you. So I'm sure that's what Sidney's doing at this point in time with the union day to day.
You know, you seem to really think that long-term damage isn't being done. You know, we hear, you know, that like Molson is, they might sue the NHL when they come back for all their lost beer sales and everything like that. At what point is there long-term damage to the sport? Because I'll tell you, in the States, nobody's talking about hockey unless you're a diehard fan.
No, you're right. Listen, I never said it wasn't going to be long-term damage. What I said was we're going to lose some of those fans. Hopefully our game is such a great game that we win some of those fans back and we get some new fans along the way. It's too bad because the business side of things is in the middle of this whole thing right now. As you said, we already have an uphill battle in the United States behind baseball, basketball, and football. And not to be playing right now, obviously, is not a great timing for the game of hockey throughout the United States and, for that matter, through Canada. But hopefully they can get this worked out, like I said, and hopefully that we're back playing in early January. And, you know, that seems to be the best-case scenario for everyone at this point in time. It would be very disappointing if we lose an entire season.
You know the issues, Wayne, and you know what each side has to say. If you were in a position to make a deal here, what would you do?
Well, thankfully, I'm not in that position.
Right, so
I'm
let's
just
play
like
a game.
you.
Let's
I'm a
play
fan.
A game. Let's see what you would do.
No, it's not. That's not the kind of game I really want to play. But I will say this: I thought that in 2004, when we changed the structure and went to a salary cap, I thought that was the big hurdle. So it seems to me the big hurdle is sort of behind us or in the rear view mirror. Hopefully, they can just sit down and crunch the numbers here and make both sides happy. But I think. Personally, I think the hard part was over in 2004 when a salary cap was gained for the owners of the National Hockey League.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people are so frustrated that they didn't think this would happen necessarily, and that the league is sort of going back for more. Any final thoughts here on the NHL to solve our problems here? Because that's been our goal here, to solve problems. So we want to move the logjam. What do you got?
Well, they just got to keep talking. You know, I think that's the frustrating part from the fans' point of view is you want to see them, even if they're yelling at each other during the day, just to be meeting. So the more talks they have and the more meetings they have, seems like the best way to find a resolution to this problem.